We have been highlighting an employee from every department who has had an interesting and/or progressive career path within the city of Boynton Beach. Today, we are here with Sue Maroney, accounting technician in the finance department here at the city of Boynton Beach. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
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 This is Eleanor Crucell, Marketing Director for the City of Boynton Beach, and I'm going to be interviewing you today. So first and foremost, can you tell us how you first became interested in the field that you are now in?
Yes. So back in 1986, I was a senior in high school, and I was in the work experience program in school, and I belonged to a club called FBLA. It was the Future Business Leaders of America, and the work experience class that I was in, we would go to school half a day and then we would get a job in the afternoons, and it was worth 3 credits and an easy A if you did a good job. So back at that time, the city of Boynton Beach, they partnered with the local high schools looking for student clerks to come in the afternoons and do various clerical duties around the city. And finance used them, and the library and the building department at the time. So I remember my teacher helped me to come up with a resume, and I came in for an interview, and I got the job. I remember leaving here, and I was so nervous. And I left here, I went by 7-Eleven and got me a large cola Slurpee and a pack of 6-lits.
Now you're talking.
I remember it to the day, and I stopped by my grandma's house on Old Boynton Road, and I said, Grandma, I just had an interview at the city of Boynton. She said, the city hall? Oh my God. A government job? Yes, that will be great. So, and I remember I had also in that same week was offered a job at a dentist office to do certain clerical duties there. So I had to pick between the city of Boynton and a dentist office, and Grandma said, government job was the way to go, and my parents, same thing, government job, that's what you want to do. So I accepted the job here in finance, and here we go, 34 years later.
Wow. That is so. Let's tell the public about progressing from that experience to where you are now. But I wanted to go back to your high school. So at that time, we were paying high school students to come and assist us.
Yes.
Wow, that's really, I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Interesting. Yeah, that's a great.
It was great. It was wonderful. And they worked with our teachers we even did like mock interviews in high school to prepare us to come in to sit through an interview and with our resume. So it was really
They
cool.
took you through the whole process. That's really incredible. Well, we're super glad you're still here, but we want to learn from that point on, when you went to 7-Eleven and got your Slurpee, which I'm most interested in, and then, just kidding, and then to where you are today, which is very variety and interesting, and
yes, it is.
Public will be.
So I did that part-time, my student clerk duties, which were cashiering, opening water bills, filing, whatever anybody needed me to do. Mostly in finance, though. I don't remember going elsewhere, because I know they were doing that in other departments too. So I did that for the whole school year, and then that was actually the last year that they had that student clerk program. So that ended. I finished the summer here with the finance doing the same thing, and lo and behold, they created a new position in finance, was called accounting clerk, and it was the same duties that I had been doing, plus additional for a full-time position. So I applied and I got that job, and I learned so much. I learned so much because I had the opportunity to sit with the others in the finance department and become like their backup. So I learned accounts payable, accounts receivable, learned a little bit of payroll, a little bit of budgeting, and I was always helping them to fill in. So I was an accounting clerk for some years, and as positions opened up, I would apply. And being I had a little experience from doing those things all along,
Perfect.
it kind of worked out for me. So I wound up in an accounts payable field for a while, accounts receivable. Then I moved on to becoming an accountant. And then in the end, I actually retired. And
I know you didn't.
I did. I did. In 2016, I retired as the revenue manager. And I stayed retired for roughly 2.5 years. And it was wonderful. Spent a lot of time with my grandkids. And then finance needed some more help. So I got a call to see if I was available. And I was. So I came back, and so now I've been here 2 years. This month, I'm doing part-time. I work about 20 to 24 hours a week, and I am doing various reconciliations of general ledger accounts, making sure the money's coming in and out or going out of the right accounts that were budgeted. That's my day.
Wow.
So tell the public again what the span is that you've worked for the city, beginning with the high school till today. How many years?
So that was 34 years ago.
Wow,
Wow.
that's incredible. We really must love you a lot. You do a very good
And
job,
I love
and I'm
you.
thinking that
And I love you. And I love the people here. It's one of my greatest things. And when I think of all the relationships, the friendships that I've had over the years, it's incredible.
So if an average day for you, you talked about what you're doing now, but an average day, could you just tell the public what you would do first thing when you came in the morning, and what that entails kind of through the day, so they understand maybe the accounts receivable end of?
Okay, so depending on what is coming due, like I do monthly reconciliations, so it could be if the P cards, I handle that now, if the P cards,
Purchasing card.
the purchasing card, the citywide purchasing card statements come in, and I would get all the information, all the receipts and the statements from all the departments, and match those up to all the entries in the system and pay the bill, stuff like that. I do monthly reconciliations of sales tax, fuel tax, submit those to the state.
Wow.
So every day is a little different depending on what's coming up in that week.
And your skills are so varied that we probably use you for everything.
And I can help others, and that is my favorite part about coming back now. I feel like I can help the others coming in and learning and talk about the ways we used to do things and how they're doing them now. And it's very interesting because, you know, I'm like, oh, we didn't do it that way, you know. So to hear how they're doing it now, it's cool. You can put
So-
my input in and their input and come up with
The best.
the best.
And who did you work for? Who was the director at that time?
Way back then, Grady Swan was the finance
Grady
director.
Swan.
Mhm.
Was here when I was here the first time as well.
Okay.
Yes, I remember.
Grady
him.
Swan.
Yeah.
Then Diane Reese.
Diane Reese, yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Tim
Had
Howard. Or did
Bill,
you-
and then we had
Oh, that's right.
Bill Mummert, Barry Atwood, Tim Howard, and currently Mara Fredrickson. I've had great managers over the years, and everyone always was whatever I wanted to learn or grow, you know, and help the others and learn that everyone has always been super happy to let me.
A lot of skills
It
to
was fun.
share with the city and the
It was
public.
fun.
So let's go to your personal side, because you mentioned your 2 grandchildren and you were fortunate enough to be
Yes.
home. So
Yes.
you're a grandma,
I am.
and you went to school here locally, right?
I
Did you
did.
say?
Santa Lucia's High School.
St. Lucia's.
Wow.
So you grew up here your whole life?
I did.
Well, so you're
I don't get around. I don't go far.
you're wing night. Wow. It's
My
okay.
family
I grew
all
up in
lives
Delray.
here.
Your family lives here too? Oh,
My
awesome.
parents live in the same neighborhood.
Oh, wow.
And now my daughters both bought homes within a couple miles from me, so yes, we all
That's
stay
fantastic.
very close.
Fantastic. So, you were giving somebody advice at that age, and you're in high school. What would you, and you went to speak to a local school here, what would you tell those high school students about how to prepare for their field of interest? What would be the most important things for finance to have if you wanted to go into that field?
So I don't know what currently programs the high schools have or whatever, but what I did was I surrounded all my like elective classes were around business. So back then we had accounting, word processing, I'm dating myself now, and shorthand, and there was like secretarial things back then that I'm sure don't exist anymore, but and it was all part of that program at the time, so that you kind of groomed yourself. So by the time you got to like your senior year, you were looking for those types of jobs. So I guess, and I didn't really have in my mind what I wanted to be or do per se, but I was open, I guess, to take the skills that I had and
Good answer.
find something appropriate. Yeah.
So you may not in your first course or your second course really find that love of what you want to do, but
I didn't know. I knew I was good in math.
we know you're good at math.
So
She
I
catches all of our
figured-
errors in those parts.
I figured it would be something in that field.
Well, it's been great talking with you today, Sue. We appreciate you
Thank
so
you.
much,
Thank
and
you.
especially the number of years that you've served the city as a public servant. Thank you so much.
Thank you.